Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jared here, and I am joined with Nick Ma, who is playing again a very, very cool Madolche deck again, but he actually changed it to a even cooler Madolche deck, in my opinion, and it is so awesome. And we wanted to share it with you guys. And overall, I hope you guys enjoy. So, Nick, without further ado, feel free to take it away.
How are you guys? I played Madolche for the Remote Duel YCS for their Genesys pods, as well as the Genesis Attack of the Giant card. I ended up winning one of the pods and then making the finals for a few, and I ended up losing in the finals with a few, and then losing out in the Giant card. I didn't do as well as I expected, but I think the deck's pretty cool, and I want to kind of share that with everyone real quick. I'll go over my monsters really quickly, and I'll kind of talk about the combo, because I talked really long last time about this deck, and I want to show the new stuff. So, 3 Mageline, 2 Messenger Lotto, 3 Petting Sassor, 2 Hoot Cake, and 3 Angeli. Again, these are all my Madolche monsters. A little glare here. Um,
Called it before I
Nothing
could even
changed with
say
the
it.
monsters. Something that did change is I added way more Vernisolf monsters. So I had it's 3 Hill, 3 Duck, and then 3 of the Foolish Burial guy. So cool combo. I'll explain it really quickly. I was on YouTube and I was looking up Madolche combos, something that nobody ever really does. Somebody had a cool combo where it was like search 2 hand traps in advanced format with Madolche. And what it'll be is if you open up Mageline and a Vernisolf, you go Mageline, search for petting, special summon and sub to the field, do not use its effect, overlay for Gallant Granite, search an Ibiru, and then discard a Vernisolf with the to special summon back Petting Sorcerer in full combo. In that combo, this would dump Ghost Bell, and at the end they would add Ghost Bell back in Nibiru. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, Nibiru and Ghost Bell. But something neat about Genesis format is Ghost Bell kind of sucks, where you just don't want to main deck against anything. And in my deck, I play Maxx. So I'll kind of like go over the quick combo. If you open Madolche in this, you dump Maxi to the graveyard, and then Glass Souffle will let you add Maxi back to your hand during your turn. And once you have a Maxi in rotation, you keep having a Maxi over every single turn your opponent plays, which is like really, really cool. I'll show you the combo once I kind of go over the rest of my cards. So these are my Madolche, my Verniself. I play. Let's go over the extender stuff. It's 1 Trap, 1 Chateau, 2 Salon this time. I cut the ticket. The issue ended up being is when you have ticket, you lose to Droll very quickly. But what Salon does is we open Salon as well as something more Dolces. If you get Droll and Lockbird, what you can do is still use the effect and then set the trap card or like set the field spell if you need to. And then my last spells are just 3 Small World. I'll show my non-engine and I'll show you some of the differences between the last deck and then this deck. So it's 3 Holy Orange Light, 1 Maxx C, 3 Dominus Purge, and 2 Droll and Lockbird and 2 Nibiru. In total, I played 11 hand traps. Oh, it's really glary here.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
glares in that
Can't
bottom
let Maxx
corner.
C.
That's all.
Yeah, can't get Maxx C get glared out. So, um, the difference between this deck and the previous deck, I cut the 2 Ash Blossoms, the 3 Pot of Extrav, and one more 5-point hand trap. And what I did was I put in Maxi. Again, really the gist of this deck is very similar to the old one, where you're short comboing very, very short. Where if you open any one of your Madolche starters, you're able to end on Glass Souffle. But then on top of that, if you open any of your Verniself monsters, whether Duck or Hill or even this guy directly, they all reach to this guy, and then this guy dumps Maxi again. So if you open a hand of just Madolches and Verniself, you can end with Maxi getting back to your hand. I'll show that really quickly. I guess like I don't want to jump all over the
just,
place.
just to clarify, how many points is Maxx C?
Maxi's 50 points. Oh yeah, I'll show my point
That's
breakdown.
that's
It's
crazy to me because Maxx C is such a arguably one of the best cards in the game, and the fact that you're able to still play non-engine with Maxx C in your deck and it's searching it is insane to me.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. Again, I can't believe I ever got to play Maxi in Madolche in the TCG, which is something I'm like so ecstatic about doing. Um, 50 points, 5, 5, 5, so 20, and then each of these are 10. So
Mhm.
it's like these are 50, and then this was 50. These are their whole all of my points. In general, it seems pretty good. I played 11 hand traps, which really like isn't the highest amount in the world. When they resolved, they were great. There were some matchups where Droll and Nib were like bad against, like Draco Tail, and then there's matchups where they're like insane against, which is like Automat too. Anytime I go in first, let me finish showing the rest of my deck, and then I'll show you like a quick the new combo.
Would
Any
you
questions so
change
far?
anything in the main deck? Because I know our
I
decks
think
differ from now. Remember, we were talking about how good Purge was at YCS Pittsburgh. I opted to cut
mhm.
Purge And you're still playing Purge.
I like Purge still. The only difference I think that I'm unsure about is Nibiru and Droll. I know they're both great cards, don't get me wrong, but against a lot of the matchups I played against, they just weren't as great as I thought they were.
Hmm.
The reason I picked them initially was because they're just powerful hand traps that one resolve could attempt to get your turn back. And then with Nibiru, you can protect your Glass Souffle, Nibiru, and kind of like save the board and stuff. I'm not too positive on it, and I do miss things like Ghost Spell for like specifically the Draco Tail matchup, which was a tough matchup too. But I'm not exactly sure. I'll probably be changing up the hand traps and stuff like that to see what different it is. I'm gonna try to cut Purge too because it gives me a lot of space for hand traps again. I did miss Ash Blossom a lot, and I'll see what I can do with that.
Okay.
Let me go through the extra deck. The extra deck is even more simplified. I found two more Excitons, so I don't play Leviair anymore. Just play 3 Excitons. I don't even need. This is an extra deck. Like this is not.
Yeah, it's
very
super quick.
important.
3 3 3 3 3.
Yes.
Perfect.
3. I made multiple Tiramisu's a lot because I play so many Vernisilps now. Something cool you could do is you make one against Draco Tail, you put them in defense mode and try to spin away the back row before they bounce you. And then say like if this is in graveyard, you can Vernisilp this back and then just put this on top too, which is like pretty neat.
Oh, that is cool. I didn't even realize that.
That happened a few times. And then I'll show my side deck, and then I'll do the combo real quick. Side deck was okay. I didn't do as hot as I thought it would. I'll show you some neat things I'm trying. I'm trying Silent Graveyard out on top of the Mistaken Arrest. I drew it one time in all the games I played. It's like Abyss Dweller for one turn. It's very, very okay. I bricked that game anyway, so I didn't know if I played and set this if it would be any different. But now I'll show you the Maxx combo. That's a really important reason why everyone was here.
The other question I wanted to have: how was your consistency after cutting extra? Right, because it's still an extra deck, but extra is not in the deck anymore. Like, would you say you were bricking a lot, or was it very consistent?
I added more Vernisilps, so that did help kind of. I mean, the Vernisilps I added weren't necessarily like starter ones. I added an extra hill. I played 2 in my last build. I played a third one.
Yeah.
And then something, if you have to, if you draw enough monsters that are not really super playable, and this guy, you could ditch to grab the duck, and then duck can finally ditch to search for Angeli, which would be a playable card. I only bricked one time in all the games I played. I think I played 18 rounds. I played 3 and 3. Yeah. No, I didn't play that many rounds. I don't remember how many rounds I played, but I bricked one time total. Some of the games I were able to combo and then just like lose because my opponents. I have a story about that too. I don't think the consistency was too much different. I think the biggest difference was I didn't have Ash Blossom in my deck. So I felt like I didn't have a way to stop my opponent. Like Maxx and Ash are very different, obviously.
Right.
And again, there's games I won because it was Maxx as opposed to anything else. But again, certain matchups were just small interactions, like just Ash Blossom was really good to recur. I just didn't. I missed that card. Is all.
Okay.
Let me show you.
So this is going to be, I'm assuming, a Madolche plus a Vernisilf, right?
Yes.
Which obviously you're playing so many of each ones that it's going to come up a good bit of time.
Let's try these. So normal summon Mageline. Effects. Grab. Petting. Petting effect is special. Sorry, move all these things. Special and Angeli. Overlay for all over the place.
No, you're good.
Overlay for a Glass Souffle, and then tribute, special, a Hoot Cake. And then Hoot Cake banish to special, a Vestin Gelato.
So again, reasons why you make Glass Souffle first? Is that to play around certain hand traps?
It's specifically for Nibiru. So if you go 1, 2, 3, you go to 4, and then you summon to 5. And the reason 5 here, again, if they Nibiru right now, you can chain to protect your Hoot Cake, and then your Hoot Cake can still try to resolve to special summon a monster from deck. You do need like a Vernisilf and another monster to keep playing with this at this point. But that's the only way to protect yourself from Nibiru.
Right.
If you combo the other way where... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just saw you sequence it that way. I just figured that there was a reason why.
If you play the pudding cess, you have to make Glass Souffle and then detach and then put the chocolate mode on top and then shuffle it back and then detach. With that one, you do get Nibiru at any point. While this one, you do get a little bit of like saying and when you get Nibiru and how heavy you get Nibiru and all. Um, you get to here, you banish, you special the Messenger Lotto, and then here you're going to add specifically, you need to add Chateau. You'll activate Chateau, and then you're going to activate its effect, detach, and then effect to add itself back. And then now, it can be any Madolche, it doesn't matter. And then you you need one more card in your hand. You discard this one.
Oh, you start with Duckling, yeah.
Yep. To add this. And then you can special a monster if you'd like. And then you overlay into your last two, where it's Tiramisu.
Just to clarify, that level 4 went back to your hand from the Chateau, right? That you pitched with Duck, right?
The level 4.
You went Glass Souffle, detach, activate Chateau, put back the Duck, or you
yes.
Okay.
The Chateau. No. So Duck specialed it back to the field. So I added this to hand, and then Duck would special the.
Oh, I mean when you got back the level 4 from Grave, when you detached it off the Glass Souffle.
Yes, so I detached it off of Glass Souffle, and it went back to hand, and discarded both with Duck to special it.
And it went back to hand with Glass Souffle's effect, right? That's how it went back.
No. It's special to field to make this guy. So this was the board. This was underneath here. This was in hand, and then this is in deck.
Yeah.
I'm
just missing. Yeah, I'm missing how the 4 is going back to hand, I guess.
Glass Souffle effect to return one from grave to hand.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and then discard to add this guy, special this, and then you do need another monster. I apologize. So it is like a 3-card combo, but the last one could be like any monster at all.
I mean, even if the Duck was the other guy, it would still work here. Without another monster. So.
And then lastly, you pitch the monster, dump the Maxi. So now Maxi's in your graveyard. On your opponent's draw phase, what you do is you go Glass Souffle effect, detach, and you can target itself or the Tiara Freeze. And on a new chain link, its effect will let you add 2 from grave back to the hand. So you add 2, and then again at resolution you can Maxi, and now your opponent's under Maxi while you have Tiara Freeze live. And that's again like a 3-card combo with one being any Vernisylph, specifically this one being Duck, and then the other one being Madolche right now. This combination of play really does work with like different Vernisylphs and different Madolches, again with more cards, but as the least amount possible. You can start with, again, it's a Madolche, a Duck, and then you would need one blank monster in your hand to fully combo this way. And you'll get Maxi in your hand on your opponent's turn. Some hands where there's like a lot of monsters, again, you notice where I needed to add back. You can pitch the Maxi and then add it back if you have enough monsters in your opening hand, turn 1. Does that make sense? Though I did do that a little sloppy this time.
No, you're good. Yeah, I think that made sense. Being able to use what's it called? If you don't have enough bodies, you can use Glass Souffle like in the end phase to protect yourself a little bit better sometimes. Yeah. And like I said, even if it's not Duck and it's the Foolish Burial guy, you actually don't even need another body, right? It's not even necessary.
Yes, exactly. I just opened the Foolish Burial guy instead of Duck, because Duck needed to search to him, and then he needs another card to discard. That's why it needed so many monsters. If you have any of the Vernisylph cards, if you have enough monsters, both of these guys get to him, and then he'll always dump the Maxi. So this is why this is really nice, because either of these get to him, and then he dumps Maxi, and they all bring a monster out as extenders. So you would get this build ends on the Tiara Freeze way more than the previous build. Because in the last bit, I only played 6 Vernisylphs, well, this one I played 9. And as it's occurring, it tries to dump the Maxi in graveyard to try to catch up to your opponent too. I have a funny story about this. So really how my deck sets up, if you notice, I went through that long kind of convoluted combo. I add on Glass Souffle and a Hoot Cake and then Field Spell, and then I have Maxi in hand with potentially hope to draw more hand traps. Against most of my opponents, I would just Maxi in their draw phase because they see it coming. I added it back, so it's not like I can chain it to something to get more value. Once I do the Maxi, they attempt to either special summon, they try to kill me there, and again, they have to clear all my monsters before attacking directly. And a lot of the Madolche monsters are pretty sturdy. They're big monsters, like 2,500 defense, 3,000 defense with a field spell up. One of the matchups I found that was really difficult, and it was really funny, it was a Yu-Gi-Oh moment, was Testina. I normally am not familiar with the Testina cards, So I did the same thing. I went first. I made the glass souffle board. I added Maxi back to my hand, and I passed. On their turn, I Maxied right away. And what they ended up doing was special summoning 4 times, flipping my hoot cake face down, and playing through my promenade. So I have a lot of cards in my hand, and I'm like, how are they going to beat me? How are they going to kill me? The one monster ended up using its effect to let everything attack directly, and they attacked through my monsters for game. And it was such a ridiculous and super cool way to win. Unfortunate on my end, but it was like a cool counter to like what I was trying to do, which was again set at max C, not really make a great board, survive through that board with max C, get my turn back, and then win on like the crackback turn.
Definitely a very like Yugioh moment of just like strategies kind of like how they're colliding and lining up. Is so it's like so unfortunate.
Yep. Hopefully that made sense. I convoluted talk around a lot this time. This build is pretty neat because really all it is just a Madolche deck that gets to the hand traps fairly quickly. Again, Herald the Orange Light is the best card in my deck, but not anymore. Now it's just Maxi.
Yeah. Was there any games where you just opened up Maxi? I'm curious.
Um, None in the tournaments today where I hard opened up Maxi, but there's a bunch of games where when I went first and I got to combo and get to Maxi, my opponents were pretty impressed each time. That was pretty neat.
That's awesome. I was gonna say it must be a crazy feeling just to be going first and your opponent just off first five just maxes you and you are just
Yeah.
feeling the worst.
Anytime they saw the Maxi, and the first instance usually is getting Foolish Burialed, everyone would typically laugh. They're like, ha. And then the next question is like, how are you going to get that back to your hand?
Of course, yeah, that's what everyone's thinking because everyone knows you're not dumping it for no reason, right? You're not making points for that. That wouldn't
Yep.
make any sense. But it's so funny. I'm so happy to be able to see Maxi be at least played in the format. So you said you wanted missing Ash Blossom. Would you take out like purges for 2 Ash Blossoms? I think those points line up if I remember right.
Oh, that's such an easy fix. Maybe I'll give that a try. I'll mess around with it too. I want more hand traps, so like reducing the amount total doesn't feel too good. But being able to kind of like shuffle them back and do that was really great. I'm not too sure what changes I would make. I would definitely try other things. Maxi was good. I would try other builds out too, but I definitely want to keep this for now.
Okay, sick. All right, well, thank you again. Good job today. It's very, very cool. This is like a great innovation for Genesys format. I feel like I think any Madolche player, I think this is like honestly like such a good way to play the deck because when I tell you like there is such a stark difference between playing through a Charmy as opposed to playing through a Maxi while they have a board, it is
Yeah.
impossible. It is impossible to do. Except for
Yeah.
Tistina. Unless you're playing specifically Tistina, then you can do it. But
Lastly, I want to give a quick shout out. If that's right. I want to shout out my wife for supporting me all weekend when I was here at my table, kind of trying to figure out remote duels. Tuyan, she was here to support me, bring me food, bring me water, and everything. I love you. Thank you.
wholesome, wholesome. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you again, Nick. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
See you guys.